name is Maddox. I'm a Denver resident as well, and yeah, talking about the Denver Broncos. Let's ride.
And I think we might just want to clarify something. He's been a football fan and a Broncos fan for a lot longer than I have. I've always been like a Broncos fan, but not too well versed in the NFL terms until like last year-ish. Not a great year for the Broncos, but it's been better, so it's better. It's easier being a fan now. But yeah,
Yes,
we
it
have
is.
we have to talk about this Raiders game that just happened and the Browns game that's happening very soon on Monday night. Here's just some general information about it. We're 7-5 now. They're 3-8. Should be a winning game. Just looking at these two stats in particular. And yeah, that's what we're gonna get into today. So first things first, we'll talk about the Raiders. Talk about the past, move to the present, and to the future. The Broncos pulled off a sweep against the Raiders in a 29-19. I said nail biter here. I feel like it was kind of a stressful game. What do you think?
Yeah, the first quarter we were really slow on offense. I think the momentum for the kick return or the punt return for the Raiders, it helped them get in the scoring position. They scored a touchdown. I was a little nervous first quarter. Our defense wasn't playing too good, and Bo Nix was kind of slow. But then, yeah, towards after the second half, we started getting things going, and Marvin Mims, he's a great returner. He's helped us a lot this year with like getting in the right position to score. Um, yeah, it was a close game
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, I feel like the Raiders just had a really good run game in the punt returns and like the running. We just struggle against the running every time. I mean, it's a divisional game. I'm not gonna look into too much like, oh, we struggled against a 2-9. Now it's a 2-10 team. Actually, they're eliminated from the playoffs after losing to the Chiefs. And honestly, some bull crap. I won't lie. That was a really weird thing that happened at the end. But it's not a Raiders channel. It's not a Chiefs channel. We don't like either of those teams.
Yep.
But yeah, they had a good run game against us. It's a divisional game. It's going to be hard. I'm not too worried about it being... It's still a two-score game. Like, we played well. Defense, like you said, turned on. Offense turned on. Complete the sweep. Bo Nix is 2-0 against the Raiders. Hopefully, he just stays undefeated against them. No one here likes the Raiders. No one.
Nobody.
And I just want to call some attention. I feel like we've made some great points the last two episodes. I mean, we said that Kirk Cousins is not mobile, right? We said that. You said that. You've been watching him because your dad was a Vikings fan. And
yes,
the Broncos really just stuffed him up. He didn't get a single touchdown, so I think we accurately predicted that. And then I said the Broncos' key to victory would be containing Brock Bowers, and Patrick Surtain did just that. It's not easy for a corner to guard up a tight end, so are you impressed with how he played that game?
Yeah, we definitely. I mean, we let Brock Bowers get some catches, but like otherwise, we didn't really let him get big gains.
Yeah.
I
Nothing
think.
long, no touchdowns.
Yeah, I think. I mean, I know we're going to talk about the Browns later, but the Browns. I don't know if the Browns tight end is hurt still, but if he's not hurt, we should put PS2 on him because he's probably the best receiver.
Yeah.
On the team.
Not
and
worried
Jared
about.
Judy is.
Not worried about Jerry Judy. He's not that great.
Right.
Yeah. A little bit more about this. Just looking at like averages. This is more like meaning averages, I guess. But he averages 8.9 targets a game, and he got 10 targets. So that's pretty much right on the money. It's a little bit equal. He got 7 receptions per game. He only got four grabs against PS2. PS2 was on him a while. 40% catch percentage. It's not great. That's not great, I don't think. A career high of 13 catches, so that's way below bases here. I mean, this defense is really coming alive, especially against these divisional opponents, which is what you love to see. Averages 70.6 yards per game. He only got 38 yards. I think that's a pretty good job of containing a tight end that plays a little bit more like a receiver, even though he is good at playing both an extra blocker and a fullback, as we noticed.
Yeah.
And he averages 25.1 yards, his longest catch in run per game. That's the average long. And his long was 13. So, of 4 targets, put the amount of yards. Oh no, he got 38. So like damn near like a fourth of those almost was from one catch. So yeah, I think PS2 did a great job against this Brock Bowers menace. And then
Yeah.
I'll let you open up with this side because you made this one.
So as you can tell, everyone, we have Monday Night Football. Finally have a good showtime. We're at our prime time or whatever it's called is on a good day. I love Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
Me and Colton are actually going to that game, so we're really excited to go watch it.
Yep. And
Again,
prime time like doesn't really matter, but I think it does. It's gonna show that the Broncos are good. I think we're gonna handle business. I think it's a good way to show.
it's gonna show people that Bo Nix is not just some old head rookie who sucks. I mean, some people think he's still bad. But anyways, I made the slide. I just wanted to talk about the team leaders for the Browns offense. So if you were watching the NFL earlier in the year, Deshaun Watson, I mean, beforehand he signed like a $260 million contract for 5 years. I don't know why the hell they did that.
Yeah, that was interesting.
One of the worst. Yeah, it's one of the worst trades ever. I mean, he got drafted. Yeah, Deshaun Watson got drafted to the Texans. He was actually really good. He was a great player, and then he started to deal with some criminal stuff, and I think that really affected how he was playing football. If you just watch any of his highlights, he's been playing pretty bad.
Yeah, and now he's out for the season. So Jameis.
Yeah,
Jameis
tore
some good football. I think he's like 2-1 or 1-2 on the year.
Yeah, so Jameis Winston was drafted to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers before Tom Brady and Baker Mayfield. He was actually really good in his prime. He was definitely in his prime. His rookie year, he played really good. He almost got Rookie of the Year too that year. But he is. I mean, I think he started week 3. He already has 1,266 yards. That's really good. Him and Jerry Jeudy have a really strong relationship. And then for the running back, Jerome Ford, he's good. I think Nick Chubb has kind of been hurt.
Nick Chubb is back in action. I think he's going to be completely active on Monday.
And my prediction is next year. I mean, honestly, he's going to be a free agent. I don't think they'll re-sign him. I think the Broncos should look into a 30-year-old running back instead of drafting one. That's just my own opinion.
I feel like running back is a position where like experience definitely translates. Because we see people like Derrick Henry who's still just owning the trenches in his old age. He just knows the holes more, and the Broncos do need a running back. You're completely right on that. I think that'd be a great pick. One of the running backs we were looking at got re-signed, James Conner, to the Cardinals, and well done because he's having a big impact on their turnaround success this year.
Yeah.
But Jerry Jeudy has 645 yards on the year, and Courtland Sutton has 744. I just looked. And for this really depthless Browns kind of roster, like you kind of have Jerry Jeudy and some other people, the way that Bo Nix has been spreading the ball around, I mean, everyone's getting a touchdown. Like Nate Adkins got a touchdown last game. I doubt many people even know who that is, which is pretty funny. But I think the Browns are not prepared for how Bo Nix just spreads this ball around to everyone. And especially like coming into this bye after this game, I mean, we're probably going to get a lot of key players back after the bye. It could not be at a better time. Just got to handle business here, go 8-5 up, and be sitting pretty for a wild card spot. Yeah, I like what you said about this. It's just a broken team, really, when you look at the Browns. It really sucks to see, but right here you wrote, currently struggle with a combination of effectively significant struggles with their offensive line. Very true. Due to injuries and inconsistent play from quarterback, issues with offensive scheme and play calling, leading to difficulties converting on third downs. Is there anything else you want to say about that? Because we are going to talk about that in a little bit.
Oh yeah, the Browns cannot convert on third down. As you can see, I mean, um, they're a terrible third. Their third down conversion is pretty bad. Yeah, you
Yeah.
can see here.
Um, they're so bad. They are the worst in the league, actually. They're ranked number 32 by Pro Football Reference, probably by most other places, just considering their percent, really bad percent. And their defense is actually kind of solid in that regard, to be honest, surprisingly. I think one of the keys to this game is to just own the trenches. What do you think about that? Like, having a good run and stopping up this run to make it second and short, to make it third and short, and just run the ball in down on second and
Listen,
short. That would
I
be
think I think this game, yeah, for sure. I agree with you. I think this game we're gonna run a lot more than most of the games we have done. Like, yeah, we're gonna run a lot this game more than we have thrown in the past games. Yeah,
I
their
just
run
think
defense.
it's just important to get that like third and short or second and short, and that's really where running comes in. You want to maybe run your first play, maybe get second and 6, then run again. Now it's third and 3. Now you pass it, easy first. I think that's
I
going
know
to
I'm
be
not.
a big part of the Broncos scheme this game. Is my prediction.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Last week, yeah, when we played the Raiders, I think it was like fourth quarter. I think we threw three times. Yeah, we threw three times, and they were all incompletion. I mean, I mean, it was a 1 point game, or it was a one touchdown game, but like we can't. I don't know. We can't pass four times in a row and
Yeah,
miss all of
and
that. So yeah, running will be key in this game.
a
For
lot
sure.
of that comes back from just like the disappointing running back production this year. I'm not blaming anyone. I'll never hate on any Bronco player that's currently in the lineup. I love Javonte Williams. I like Jaleel McLaughlin. I love Marvin Mims. So these are These are 4 like active backs because Tyler Burdett is injured on the season. They average around 4 yards a carry, where the Browns allow 4.7 yards per carry, ranked 24th in the NFL. So
Right.
their run game isn't. It's just middle of the pack, really. I feel like
Yeah.
when you see this number, you're like, oh, that's pretty bad. But then third would also be like 4.6. So it's like 0.6 is not really that big of a difference. And averages will do that with the decimals. So I think the Browns, like, film shows it better. They're pretty good at stopping the run. They did it good against the Steelers. They did it good against the Ravens. I think that's the biggest concern here going into this game. But the Broncos
For
have been
sure.
good in the trenches. They have the highest sack differential, which, if you don't know what that means, it means they allow the least amount of sacks while also having the most amount of sacks, which is not expected coming into this year, but I really like it. I like this
Yeah.
defense. I like what they've been doing. Yeah.
Amazing defense.
So, keys to victory, win the line of scrimmage. That's basically just the trench battles on both sides of the ball. Stop Nick Chubb. He's a really great running back, so just try and stop him. Been doing a good job of that. And then run yourself, you know? Win the conversion battle on both sides of the ball. We just talked about that. And then this game means a lot for playoff contention. Treat it that way. What has it been like just having this crazy playoff drought, and now we get like a genuine chance? Kind of similar to last year. After that 5-game win streak, we're actually in the talks of snagging a wild card spot. What do you think?
I mean, it's been awesome to be honest. A lot of Broncos fan. I mean, not me personally. Like I knew something was going to change at the start of the year. I watched some of Bo Nix last year. Like I didn't. I mean, a lot of people didn't know him. I personally didn't know him that much. But
I didn't either.
no, I watched his Oregon highlights. He's like, and I was like, this kid's good. You know. So like,
Exactly.
I've seen a lot of reaction or just a lot of friends and family that are Broncos fans. You know, their reactions to picking a quarterback in the first round. I mean, everyone thought it was going to be a failure because the like the last 8 years, I guess the last 8 years, I mean, we've had like 13 or 14 different quarterbacks. So I mean, a lot of people felt like it's just gonna be the same. The quarterback's gonna be shitty. He's gonna get hurt or something like that. And then like the analysts for ESPN, and like NFL Network, they're like the Broncos are gonna go. They're only gonna get 3 wins. I mean, now everyone is saying we're really good. It's also nice to see that we're in the top 10 power rankings. Like I remember at the start of the season we were like 31, 32nd, and now we're all the way top 10. So it's it's nice to have Bronco football back. 7-5. I mean, a win is a win.
Yeah.
A winning record is better than nothing. I believe. Look, if this team even makes the wild card, like that's such a success.
Exactly. Even if we get bounced in the first round, that's big news.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously gonna suck if we lose the first round, but the fact that we have the right coach now. I think the offense is gonna keep being rebuilt for Bo next.
Yeah, I think with the limited draft capital that the Broncos had, they did a good job kind of drafting some unknown guys that worked out. Some players have been sort of a miss so far, but there's still some football left to go. And there's been some that have been breaking out, like Devon Vele. I'm very impressed with him. And I wrote 5.5 here. That was the over-under for the Broncos wins this season. I think that's absurd.
Wow.
Now that I think about it, I mean, exactly like you said, I did not know who Bo Nix was when we drafted him, and I looked at it. I heard before that that's kind of the rumor was the Broncos wanted Bo Nix, and I looked around. Obviously, being from Colorado, I remember the game where the Ducks completely ravaged the Buffaloes. We've talked about that in a past episode.
Right.
But yeah, I think the Broncos have done well, and it really only can get better. And we have a slide about that. Winning this game would put the Broncos at 8-5 and remain the 7th seed in the AFC, unless the Chargers lose, fall to 7-5. Then I believe we'd be the 6th seed. I'm pretty sure that's correct.
Yeah.
And Miami and Indianapolis are in the hunt for a playoff spot. Miami just took a big loss. That's huge for us. They lost to the Packers on Thanksgiving. Kind of sets them back a little bit. And yeah, hopefully the Colts also lose this week.
Honestly,
That'd be good
the
for us.
I like the Colts. No hate for them.
Yeah, exactly. It's just what's best for Broncos.
They just don't have they don't have their offense situated. Like their defense is awesome. Like I won't lie about that, but like their offense is not good. But
yeah, this
isn't about the Colts.
Yeah, they sort of failed Anthony Richardson. I think it's kind of sad to see, but he's getting more playing time. He played terrible last game. It happens.
Yeah, he played awful.
But yeah, here we got some more, I guess, unimportant stuff, but I think it's still important. These are the new uniforms for Monday night. The color is not new. Obviously, Broncos been wearing navy blue as an alternate. I think once they wore them for like a main for a few years. But it's the first time we'll see them with the new Mile High Collection combo and white helmets too. They look really nice. I can't lie. This is my favorite kind of color scheme for the new jerseys. And I'm personally a fan of the new jerseys. A lot of people don't like them. I think they're cool. I think they're unique. Maybe if there's too much hate, they'll change them. But I think they're good and they work. I think Broncos have had good jerseys in history. That's just me. You can kind of get a sneak peek. I believe they're wearing all blue, but that's not confirmed.
Yeah, I think they're wearing all.
And this is from the Broncos official website. Credit to them. They do great photo shoots. This picture looks amazing. But yeah, I think the blue looks awesome. I love the blue. You love the blue. That's kind of the reason we scheduled trying to go to this game. Not only because the Browns were pretty terrible, so it should be a fun win. No one really wants to see a blowout. Obviously, that's not too fun to watch, even if it's your team. But it would be fun to just see some Broncos football.
It's fun to go to any football game.
Yeah, it'd be fun to just see the Broncos play some football. That's what I've been liking this season. It's fun to watch, and that's really what it's all about. So I got a question for you, and I got a question for viewers. Which color combo do you hope they wear? Which one do you hope they wear? I highlighted some that have been seen. Got the white helmet, that's present in all of them. The blue shirt, it's present in all of them. But the pants, what kind of pants combo do you think would be best?
I like I mean, personally, I like a lot of color. Um, I think with the helmet, it reps white, obviously, and their logo blue and orange. I would go white, blue, and orange personally. That's my favorite thing. I hope they do that.
I think that would be great to see that white, blue, and orange. I think originally I would have said white, blue, blue, but I think I'm leaning a little bit more towards white, blue, orange because that's like you said, that's all the colors, right?
Exactly.
And I just think it looks nice. Here we have 72 wearing it. I think it looks cool. I think it looks clean. It's unlikely for a snow game. I looked at the forecast. Pretty accurate forecasting in the Colorado area, but it's not impossible knowing the weather. But I doubt it'll happen. Could be pretty funny to see Jameis Winston in the snow again, but should just be a cold night, and hopefully it'll be awesome. Yeah, I hope everyone enjoys their Sunday, and then they get to enjoy their Monday even more, and their Tuesday. But this should be just a good stretch of days.
Exactly.
So, Bo Nix, the rookie quarterback for the Denver Broncos, has emerged as a strong contender of the NFL Rookie of the Year award due to several factors. Do you want to get into some of those factors? We have
Yes, I
strong performance.
So Nix has consistently showed impressive passing accuracy, decision making, and leadership skills. Leadership is really important in the NFL. Like if you've ever seen those videos of the Ray Lewis when he played, all the team would get in a huddle and they'd say words. I believe Bo Nix does that some of the time. I mean, he's the quarterback. He's kind of the leader of the team. But yeah, he's been able to. Bo Nix has been able to build relationships with everyone. I haven't noticed any negative relationships yet.
Yeah, and that was a big thing last year. I feel like was just like
Yeah,
animosity that kind of silent hatred towards like the quarterback situation, the coaching situation. I know once a safety got rid of like I forget his name, Kareem Jackson or something, and then Jerry Jeudy. They don't like Sean Payton. They've expressed that in the media. Let Justin Simmons go. I don't think he has any animosity towards it, but I think like overall, this team that we have, it feels so new and fresh. You're right. I feel like they're all so like the relationships are building, and like the culture is changing because of it. They got Bo Nix changing the culture. Sean Payton, the ownership. I mean, everything is just kind of clicked into place. And honestly, like I'm thankful for it, but we kind of deserve it now after all this that's been happening. But yeah, and
I know.
it goes into team success slightly too.
Yeah. Again, Bo Nix's leadership has shown significant. Oh my God, I can't say that word. Anyways, significant improvement, and they're currently in contention for a playoff spot. Yeah, I mean, he's built just the relationships part. Like about that, like last year, last year, I don't want to talk about that season. It was okay, but the start of it was awful. I mean, oh my gosh, Sean. I mean, just in my opinion, Russell Wilson wants to play in his own way.
Yeah, that's kind of what the whole drama was with that.
That was the whole problem. Sean Payton likes to play it his certain way. Sean Payton has won a Super Bowl, and so has Russell Wilson. But Russell Wilson's more of the quarterback to just. He's more of a mobile quarterback, so he can just But
he kind of just plays according to the coach.
Yeah, and Sean Payton doesn't have like last year they were not allowed to run like QB sneaks or whatever they're called. So just the relationship between the quarterback and the coach was really big.
Yeah, I think the worst thing last season was just like the stupid sacks that Russell Wilson took.
Oh my God!
It obviously frustrated Sean Payton because Sean Payton played with guys like Breeze who were just smart from the get-go, just threw it away.
Right.
I don't know why Russell struggled with that so much. I still don't think he's a shell of his former self. I don't think much has changed with the Steelers. Yeah, I think Bo Nix significantly better. I think he'll have a more prolific career, and I think he could be the one to do it. But we're not going to get too ahead of ourselves. But I like what you're saying about this. I feel like Bo Nix just works with Sean Payton rather than Russell Wilson.
Right.
And yeah, the success has just like been exponential. I mean, it started off slow, dumb interceptions because he had his welcome to the NFL moment. Can't throw those bad balls. But he's just gotten better. Like no picks last few games. I don't exactly remember, but I don't think he's on a pick in like 4 or 5 straight games. Maybe the Ravens game. I wouldn't necessarily blame him for that one, but that's just one against a pretty good Ravens defense that's getting better. And he has the most passing touchdowns by a Broncos rookie. And he leads all rookies with total touchdowns with 21. And don't forget his one receiving touchdown against the Ravens, so he kind of made up for that. It was a pretty cool moment.
Yeah.
And this should be the worst roster that Bo Nix will ever have in his whole career. Now, when I say that, I don't mean that all the rookies and players we have right now are bad. I'm saying that we'll probably draft some offensive weapons that are better because these guys are 2nd, 3rd, 4th round guys. We have a 1st round pick. We have a 2nd round pick. But I think these guys are going to get better also is what that means. I think all the rookies are going to get better next year from last year. They're already showing that. So yeah, I think this will be the worst roster that he'll have in his whole career. And that's just encouraging to see what he's doing with less compared to people like Caleb Williams and Jay Daniels. Here's our last slide for the day. Caleb Williams. So these are 12 games from the 3 kind of quarterbacks that are like the most talked about. Like there's still Drake May and Michael Penix Jr. and JJ McCarthy. Obviously, JJ McCarthy has recorded no stats this year. Unfortunately, he got taken down with an injury. Really sucks to see that for a rookie. It really sucks to see that.
Yeah, it really sucks.
Reminds me of Tyler Bidet getting hurt against the Jets. Looked really nasty, bad hit. But yeah, these are the 3 guys that are getting most talked about. Drake May, don't think he will be rookie of the year. Can't really catch up. He throws too many picks. Not too concerned with ball security, in my opinion. But these guys, yeah, these are like the 3 guys. So 12 games. So this is including Thanksgiving, which was not that long ago, where Caleb Williams had a really insane second half. Like that was impressive. I can't even lie. He played well.
Wait, really? Yeah.
And he's sort of like kind of overtaking Jaden Daniels now at this point. I feel like Jaden Daniels has kind of fallen to the wayside. What do you think about that? After 3 losses in a row for the Commanders.
Yeah. Their offense hasn't been the same flow ever since they started losing. I'm kind of surprised that Jaden Daniels has been playing pretty bad. Yeah. I mean, look, he's a great player. I won't lie. Like, yeah. I'd rather have Jaden Daniels over Caleb Williams. Just my personal opinion.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Jaden Daniels he's smarter than Caleb Williams. Just my opinion.
Yeah, but I would agree with that.
Yeah, but you know the lack of passing touch. The lack of turnovers that the Commanders have is a problem. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
they just have been performing bad.
Yeah, ever since. It's not only the offense that has slowed down; it's kind of the defense too, not really generating turnovers, and made a terrible mistake against the Steelers, falling for Russell Wilson's hard count.
Right.
So yeah, that's just unfortunate for them. But yeah, I feel like we've seen this saying where Bo Nix is figuring out the league while the league is figuring out Jaden Daniels. That saying continues to stand, because even a team like the Raiders that kind of know the Broncos, study the Broncos, couldn't beat the Broncos with a rookie quarterback and a really young crew.
Exactly.
I think that's just a big deal. Is Bo Nix winning the divisionals? I don't think the Commanders obviously have not been winning the divisionals. Lost to the Cowboys last week. Yeah. Ugly loss against a bad team.
Oof.
And Jaden Daniels looked bad until like the end where he got a nice dart to Terry McLaurin. But that's kind of just what happens. And in my opinion, if you're going to get the praise for getting a completion on a Hail Mary, then the fact that it got intercepted also should count. So Jaden Daniels now has a very recent 2 interception game, really ugly to see. Bo Nix had a
Yeah.
very recent 2-touchdown, no pick game with some good yardage. I can't lie. And so
Yes.
the last 12 games, all these guys have played 12 games at this point. Commanders and Broncos share a bye week. Last bye week of the season, week of 14. Oh my God, I just said week like 10 times.
Week 14.
Yeah, week 14 is a bye for both of these two teams. Bears had theirs early, so they're just getting continuously banged up. And the Lions game, there's so many injuries. Wow, you don't like to see that on both sides of the ball, both teams. But yeah, so Caleb Williams has 14 passing touchdowns. Jaden Daniels has 12, and Bo Nix has 16. So he's sitting pretty comfortably 2 ahead of Caleb Williams, and he gets to play this week. Hopefully, should get some more. Bo Nix has less passing yards than both of these guys, but he is on pace for 3,600. Hold on, what did I write here? Oh yeah, he's on pace for 3,610 passing yards. While Williams is on pace for 3,337 and Daniels is on pace for 3,702. I don't think that'll come to fruition at all.
No.
And these guys are pretty similar in the range of completion percentage, not like in my opinion. What do you think? Do you think that's like a really important stat to really keep track of when you're looking at a quarterback? Success.
In my opinion, for college, yes. Bo Nix had a really high percentage.
Yeah, for college, it most certainly is. Going into the combine, your accuracy.
But in the NFL, I mean, as long as you're winning, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, because there's a lot of reasons you could drop a pass, right? Like an incompletion happens for a lot of reasons, throwing it away. The NFL is harder than college.
I mean, here's an example. Like Jared Goff, he had a lot. He had threw 5 interceptions that one Sunday night game.
I still won.
His percentage was terrible and simple. That's Josh Allen. No, that's Jared Goff. So
that's just
different, but
a typical Goff game.
Completion percentage does not matter.
Yeah, and if it did, they're pretty similar in it. I'd say that matters. And then Bo Nix, 21 total touchdowns. And I like people calling him a check down merchant or a scramble merchant, when honestly he really has not been running away from that pocket or doing any QB sneaks the last like 3 or 4 weeks, where Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams have been completely relying on that. They've just gone back to their caveman brains and just have been running the ball. It just seems like Bo Nix is just like this line. He's just increasing while they're kind of decreasing.
Yeah.
In like, I like to see a quarterback run. It's fun to see, but it's better for the practice and it's better for the reps if you're passing the ball, which is your job as a quarterback. I think Bo Nix is more accurate than both these guys. He's faster than both these guys. He's more physical. Until these guys catch a touchdown, you cannot convince me that they are on the same level of physicality as Bo Nix. I think this Browns game going to the bye should be a huge game to kind of cement himself as, I'm the rookie of the week. I'm going to throw 3 touchdowns against the Browns. I don't know who Jaden Daniels play, but probably won't be a great game for him, especially if it's a divisional, which it might be.
Yeah, also the Bears play, like they have a hard schedule.
Bears have a really difficult incoming schedule, and I feel for Caleb Williams. He's been thrown into a terrible situation. They just fired their coach, but he does have good weapons, so it's sort of inexcusable at that point too. Like, what do you think? Does the talent on the roster kind of offset the terrible coaching, or should he be doing better with Keenan Allen and DJ Moore?
Both ways, but for me, I think he should be doing better.
I agree.
Keenan Allen hasn't been passed that much this year, and also I don't like, people say Keenan Allen's washed. He just hasn't been passed to that much.
Yeah,
He's not washed.
He played
Keenan
really
Allen's
well last
Keenan Allen is still a top end receiver any day, but like Caleb Williams, I feel like he only passes to his tight end, so it's I don't know. He doesn't pass the ball that. He doesn't pass the ball to his receivers much.
Yeah, I feel like Jaden Daniels is less secure with the ball. Caleb Williams is, or Yeah, Jaden Daniels, yeah, he's less secure. Caleb Williams is more, and Bo Nix is kind of that perfect amount where you'll throw a dangerous ball, but it'll just somehow be perfect. Especially when you have Cortland Sutton who can convert really hardly thrown balls.
Right.
But yeah, that's pretty much it here, I believe. I think this week should be good. Bears already played, so Bo Nix can definitely increase his touchdown lead and catch up on yards against Caleb Williams. He could definitely do better than Jaden Daniels as he has been. This Browns game, the Browns, I think one important thing to note is that they're on an incredibly long week coming into this. They played last on Thursday, so they've had the longest possible week. Kind of suspicious of the NFL for pulling some trickery against Sean Payton, making him play against a well-rested team, but I'm just kidding on that. It doesn't really matter. It's just how it gets scheduled sometimes.
Yeah.
And then the Broncos go into their bye. We'll talk more about that when it actually happens, but I think the biggest things to think about for that bye are Bo Nix's back problems that he's having right now. He's going to play through it this week, and Riley Moss getting back to 100% after going down against the Raiders. We hope he gets well soon.
Yeah.
We hope you have a great Sunday of stress-free football, considering your Broncos are not playing. You get to hate watch the Indianapolis Colts if you really want to. Or you could just hate watch the Chargers. Probably what I'm going to do. And then have a great Monday. Go to the game or watch the game. Should be some great Monday Night Football. Broncos prime time.
Make sure you wear your Broncos jerseys on Monday.
Yeah, just show your spirit. It matters. The more spirit you show, the better Bo Nix will do. I promise it's true. Yeah, that's all we have to say. Thank you for tuning in, and have a great wonderful weekend of football. That's almost coming to a close, and I hope you had a great Thanksgiving and all that. And the holidays are coming up, but we'll talk more about all that in the coming weeks when it actually pertains to the subject. But yeah, have a great weekend. Broncos country, Bo-Lieve, let's ride, all that. Roller coaster. It's Bovember. Bo Nix won Rookie of the Week for the third week in a row. He should win Rookie of the Month, most likely. That'll make it 2 in a row. I mean, if he's not Rookie of the Year, who is? Have a great weekend. We love you guys.
Peace out.